Hello everyone and welcome to TravelScoot USA. My name is Kevin and today we're going to be looking at the standing trailer and how to assemble it. This is our newest accessory and it's been one that has been requested for a very long time. Obviously it's a lot of fun. You literally connect it to our mobility scooter and you can connect it to other four-wheeled wheelchairs or other mobility scooters. That makes it a lot of fun for people who are able-bodied and who have good balance, and we'll show you a little bit more about that later. First, let's go into what is included in the box, as well as what we need to assemble it, because assembly is required. First of all, if you do have your TravelScoot toolkit, this really would be all you would need for the Allen wrenches. I have an electric screwdriver where I have a 5mm and a 3mm. For the wheels, we're gonna need to use both 5mm Allen wrenches. And in the toolkit here, we've got two 5mm Allen wrenches as well. In addition to the Allen wrenches, we will need to have a 10mm and an 8mm, either open wrench or socket wrench. All right, so let's go in here. We'll open up the box. All right, so we have, let me just set this over to the side. We've got two wheels, obviously. Now, I had no instructions. When the manufacturer sent this to us, there were no instructions included, but it was pretty easy to figure out. We have the attachment for the hitch assembly. We have the trailer hitch. So people ask me, does it come with the hitch? Yes, it does. Now in this setup, you can put it to a flat surface as long as you're okay, screwing into a flat surface. We do not provide the screws. So ours is set up for our TravelScoot yoke. Okay, so that's really important to know. We have the hardware, which will include some bushings, screws, and some other things. And then we've got the platform. So that's what that looks like. All aluminum. I'm gonna move the box to the side. All right, so before we start, let's just go over the different types of yokes. The hitch set will work on any of our yokes. This is the deluxe yoke. We know that this is a deluxe because it's much wider than the Escape. And we also have this taper here. With the deluxe yoke, as you may know, if you're a deluxe owner, it always has to be on the right side because there's a right side in the taper of the scooter. Okay, with the Escape, they're both the same. So both sides are smooth, there is no taper, it is narrower. However, it will not work with the switch yoke. The switch yoke is more heavy duty and it has an offset. Whereas everything is straight, where the seat post will go all the way through, right down the middle. This has an offset. Again, this is for people who are taller or bigger, who need more room between the seat and the steering column, or if you're shorter, it'll put you closer to the steering column by 3 inches. So this is the one, if you have it, you're gonna have to get a regular yoke. So you can get these on the website if you need them, but keep in mind that the standing trailer does not come with the yoke. And so if you have a switch yoke, you're gonna need to get a regular Escape yoke. All right, so I'm gonna set these to the side. We'll be using the ULW or the Escape yoke. All right, so let's just go over everything that I took out of the box. I said in the beginning that we would need a 3mm. Well, we use a 3mm because we will go ahead and we'll install this for you. So this generally comes in that packet of hardware, but we've gone ahead and installed that for you so you will not have to. All right, so this consists of 2 bushings. These are like brackets, and you're gonna need these 4 screws. They come with nuts and washers. For the 2 wheels, we've got axles and 2 screws there. And the same thing with the front. We're going to connect it with 2 little axle spacers and, again, 2 screws. So really not difficult. I think the hardest part of the whole thing would be putting this onto your yoke. So we're gonna start with that and then go from there. So I'm going to grab the yoke. We're gonna start with one here. And what I like to do is go ahead and put the screw in, just like that. And then I'll basically hold this on. You want to make sure that the flat portion, not the rounded, the flat portion goes towards here. Again, this isn't the final state. I'm just putting it here so it doesn't go anywhere. All right, and then I'm going to grab the plate. Obviously, we want this curved portion to be on the top because this is how we're going to hook it up. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Put the screw through. Just like that. We're going to hold it in place. If you need somebody to help you out, that's fine too, but these go through the holes here. Just like so. And then we are going to use our washer. Hopefully you can see that. Another washer. And then we are going to start this by hand, and then we will use our 10 millimeter. I have a 10 millimeter open wrench. The 8 millimeter that I mentioned earlier was for the part that we already did for you. So now from here, going to undo that, bring it in. I'll do both of them, might as well. So set that down. You want to make sure this is loose. You do not want to install it all the way, just because it would be very difficult otherwise. All right, so that goes through just like that. We're going to put our washer on. And our other washer, push that through. Now we're going to use the nut. Just like so. All right, so from here, what we're going to do, we want to do it about halfway. Halfway on the top, halfway at and then all the way at the bottom, and then the remainder on the top. What do I mean by that? So we have our 5 millimeter here. You can use the toolkit, it's not a problem. I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to use my 10 millimeter to hold the nut. So I'm going to go halfway, just like that. Full. Again, I don't want to go full here yet. You want them to be roughly equal. You go halfway. Full. Now I can go full at the top. All right. We're looking pretty good there. Again, we just want to make sure that this is even. We're pretty much closed all the way at the bottom. All right, so that is done. That took, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes, so we'll see. We'll set that aside. All right, so now we're gonna put the trailer arm and connect that to the platform. To do this, I'm going to grab one of my screws and by hand, start threading it into the spacer. It's like a little aluminum barrel. And then we're going to put it through the top, like this. And from here, you let it sit. And you'll notice that there are some cutouts for this, as well as the holes for the screws. So it's a little bit difficult to go on camera, but I'm going to put those inside. All right, just like that. Now from the opposite end, we will start by hand to thread these. There we go. First one, and then the second one. All right. Now from here, I'm going to use my other 5 millimeter Allen wrench. So really easy. You don't want anything sticking out here because that is not going to, there we go. So make sure there's nothing sticking out. If you need to back it out like I did, go ahead. There we go. We're looking good. And then finally, we're just going to go ahead and put in our wheels. All right, so now that we have the platform flipped upside down, we have the trailer arm on here, which is going to support the platform. I want to first start out by putting the axle through the wheel. Just make sure you don't force it. It should go in pretty easy. If you need to, you can grab one of your larger Allen wrenches and create space there so it goes through. And then from here, what we're going to do, turn it around this way, is we're going to, I guess we can put on one of the screws from the side just by hand again. Okay, and then put it through the side here. And you can see the axle sticking out, where again, I'm going to by hand stick it in there. But we don't really have room to twist it with our fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Allen wrench and just set it in there. And then from here, I'm going to grab my other Allen wrench and there we go. That is in there nice and tight, pretty easy. Going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. All right, so with this, I am finding resistance. Oh, sometimes just gravity will move it out of the way for you. Again, I'm going to put a screw on. There's no right or wrong way that the wheel needs to be facing. Stick it through, just like that. Grab the other side. And then I'm going to just set this in here. Again, if you need somebody to hold this side in, that's fine. But if you are alone, this should be doable. All right. There we go. Okay. And we are done. The trailer is assembled. Not sure how long that took, but now we have our wheels on. It feels very smooth. And to assemble this, what we're going to do is we're going to put in the seat yoke. And as you can see, this is going to lift up and then hook in. If you want to, you can lock it in there by twisting the screw, which will then stop the latch from moving forward. So now it can't move at all. So let's go ahead. I'll grab a TravelScoot Escape, take this for a spin. All right, so one thing I did want to highlight before we get this hooked up onto the TravelScoot and give you a demonstration is just how lightweight this is. I mean, this is a little over 7 pounds. On the website, it shows 8 pounds, but that's fully packed with the box. The box usually weighs a pound. So very compact and extremely lightweight. So if you have your hitch on the TravelScoot, I mean, this is really easy to grab, stick it in the back seat or even leave it attached to the scooter if you want. So that's one thing I really, really like about this little trailer. You don't have to disassemble it. It's always going to be in one piece. To, again, hook it up, you have to lift this portion up and then put it down. My sons, when they were trying to take this off to load it into the car, said, "Oh, how does this come off?" Well, you got to lift up here in order for that to come off. So this does work pretty well as a little lock. So no one's going to be able to steal it unless they know to lift up on here. So, all right, so let's get this hooked up and then let's do a demo really quick. All right, so I have my son on the back here. This is Landon. He's going to demonstrate how we safely operate the trailer. Things that we don't do. All right, so what he's not going to do is he's not going to put his hands on my shoulders. So put your hands on my shoulders here. That is not okay. And we'll show you why here. So put your hands on my shoulders. When we are moving on the scooter, see, I am not a stable object. Okay, so when I turn to the left or to the right, it's really difficult for him to stay balanced. Okay, so now what he's supposed to do is put his hands on the backrest, because that is stable. No matter what happens, that will be very stable, and we can make turns much easier. So hands must be on the backrest at all times. Okay, this is especially important if we are doing curbs or something like this here. But we should be able to do almost pretty much anything you can do without it. We don't want to be making really sharp turns or anything. Should be smooth, but it operates really well. And I know that Landon always enjoys his time on the back here. All right, so those are the rules. This is for people who have excellent balance. So if you do not have great balance, you should not be using this at all. You'll notice that on the product page for the standing trailer, we do have a waiver there because it can be dangerous, especially if you don't have really good balance. So that's really the only thing you need to keep in mind. Other than that, this will function much like a regular trailer. So backing up can be a little bit difficult. Just like having a vehicle, it's good for training if you do have a car with a trailer. But that's pretty much it. This is the standing trailer. We hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please do so in the comments below. And you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching and happy scooting.